Barakath Yahweh, Barakath Yahweh Shah, Barakath Yahweh, Barakath Yahweh Shah, Barakath Yahweh, Barakath Yahweh Shah, Barakath Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect and the sincere Akim, pushing his word, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Brother Mayim comes to you with a short lesson today on the perpetual hatred that Jake receives from his wicked twin brother Sleazy E. The scoundrel, immoral, just a cold-blooded demon, who's been going around the whole globe, just rape, robbing, pillaging, without with immunity, But soon, justice is going to come, to the children of Israel, because we've been at the brunt of most of his brutality. And here's a perfect example of, Sleazy E killing Jake and having no remorse, as if, Jake life is lower than a roach. Friends and family of Daniel Penny called manslaughter charge against him disgusting as outraged bills. So he's not supposed to get locked up for just blatantly choking a Jake on a train until he gave up the ghost. He's just supposed to just walk away free because that's what they've been doing for centuries. He's a fugitive and a vagabond. It says, friends and family of Marine veteran Daniel Penny have called his manslaughter allegations linked to the deadly chokehold of Jordan Neely on a subway disgusting. The 23-year-old veteran family member described him as someone who could always be counted on when you need help and believed the legal system is railroading him. Yeah, because he's not supposed to be even charged for, killing Jake. That was just his civil duties. His life, he felt his life was in danger. So he took upon himself to just, choke Jake out and kill him. He's just supposed to wipe his hands and just walk away. You know what I mean? And go home and eat dinner and tell his family about the amazing day he had. Former U.S. Marine Penny was ordered to surrender his passport and freed on $100,000 cash bail. He is also barred from leaving the state. Penny's next court date is scheduled for July 17th. They gave him a $100,000 bail. If Jake would have killed him, Jake wouldn't have had any bail. Jake would rot in prison. And that's the illegal justice system, that Jake been facing here in Babylon since its inception. It says, what did the loved ones of Daniel Penny say? It's disgusting. Here's a young man who served our country, stated Justine Baldwin, and she was bold enough to say her name. She didn't throw rocks and hide her hand. She said her name, Justine Baldwin. It's disgusting, says Justine Baldwin, Penny's cousin, as per New York Post. What about the other two gentlemen on the subway who were helping him restrain Neely? They haven't been named. Danny has always been calm. Following the tragedy on May 1st, the former Marine was shown a flood of sympathy, and a GoFundMe campaign has already surpassed 1 million. Yeah, so if you want to be a millionaire, find a homeless Jake somewhere and put him to death. Make sure you record it, because you'll be an instant millionaire. You probably have to go to jail for a couple days, but you'll be a millionaire. Neely, who was believed to have threatened subway passengers before subdued by Penny and others, was killed in a chokehold on Manhattan subway, and Penny was arrested this week for the crime. While the video of Penny holding Neely down generated outrage, his family described him as calm and a fun kid. You see, he's nowhere in this article, do it explain the characteristics of the victim? And if it do describe the characteristics of the victim, it's going to be in a bad way. You know, Jake didn't deserve, to be put to death like that. We all know that all sentences of death are issued from the Lord. But here in America, they got a so-called justice system where, you know, you have the right to defend yourself if somebody breaking in your house to try to rob you, but it was no offense committed by, Jake that was worthy of death. So this wasn't a justifiable homicide. But even if, Sleazy E get off on this side, the Lord is coming back, to render his recompense, to render his vengeance, upon Sleazy E for all the war crimes, on basically all the crimes that, Sleazy E has ever committed. He got to pay for, you know. Zechariah 11 and verse 5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And that's exactly what happened with this subway killing. Sleazy E, he slayed Jake clearly on video. It was an unjustifiable homicide, clearly seen on video, but yet and still he's saying he's not guilty. And they that seldom say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Yeah, they feel like they're in a better position because, in this society, their lives is held in high esteem over Jake's. So they consider themselves blessed from the Lord and rich. But soon, they're gonna have to drink double with a cup that we've been drinking. That the dregs that's at the bottom of the cup, the nasty part, they're gonna have to drink that too. And it's gonna be a beautiful thing, to watch them drink it. And the reason why, they slayed Jake, and hold themselves not guilty, because they have a perpetual hatred for Jake. Ezekiel 35 verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, and the time of their calamity had an end. Yeah, because slavery been over, right? And they still killing us with the sword because of that perpetual hatred, that never-ending hatred, man. And it all stems from, Jake supplanting him for his blessing. Let me get that real quick. It's Genesis 27. It says, and it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here I am. And he said, behold, now I am old, and I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and make me some venison, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat, just as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. And that's what happens in ancient times when you had wealth. You would give your inheritance to your oldest son. And Esau was the oldest son of Isaac. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, bring me venison and make me savory meat, that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. So it really was Rebekah's idea, for Jacob to supplant his brother. It was all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Because, Yahweh Shemel Shah is the one that put the thoughts in her mind for her to tell her son, to supplant her brother, to supplant his brother. I'm going to jump down to verse 38. After Jacob supplanted him for the blessing, Esau come in. Verse 38, and Esau and found out that Esau came in and found out that Jacob had supplanted him for the blessing. And he was asking his father, do you have any a blessing for me? Verse 38, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept, because the blessing and being a firstborn child and inheriting the blessing, which is basically all the wealth, the land, the cattle, just basically his inheritance was gone. And he wept. He lifted up his voice and wept. He basically cried. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And so there's a reason why Esau really basically got dominion over the whole world, rulership over the whole world, because it was a part of his blessing, that had the fatness of the earth, and the dew from above, the dew from heaven, and he's gonna live by the sword. And that's exactly what he do. He go around the whole wide world, rape, robbing, pillaging with that furbished, glittering sword, that our forefather Isaac gave to him. Verse 41, and it's the point. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. He didn't slay him at that time, but his seed after him, has had a perpetual hatred for Jake because of the supplanting of his blessing. So now when you see, Jake being shot, cops killing Jake, and Jake just being put in horrible knees on their neck, and now it's a chokehold, you understand why, and where that hatred comes from, or stems from, the blessing. And it's never going to stop. The only time it's going to stop is when Yahweh Shai come back, to put the children of Israel in their rightful position, which is the next rulers of this world. So and it's gonna get worse. Jacob's trouble is around the corner, and Esau gonna show his horns. He's really gonna get busy on Jake, but the remnant, the elect of Israel, won't be harmed. So I pray and I hope this lesson was edifying. Till the next time, Shalom.